Peace, family. You are now listening to Heru Maa Amen-Ra, and this is the Metu Netir Decoded. So today, family, we're going to go in and continue to talk more about the two fundamental aspects of man's being, the self and the not self. So by now, we all should know and understand that the self-passive aspect of our being is both consciousness and will combined, and the not self-active part of us is our spirit. Okay, so quick check on learning. We now know that we are not the spirit and that we are consciousness and will combined, check. Therefore, we should also understand that the body and the flesh are merely gross manifestations of the spirit. The mind is also an active, dense manifestation of the spirit. So again, man has two fundamental aspects. One is pure consciousness and will, which is the self, and is devoid of energy and matter, right? And the other is energetic material side of being, which we know is the spirit. Therefore, all that is active and has form, and as the world is spirit, i.e. the trees, animals, the rivers, the stars, the clouds, etc. Nevertheless, due to lack of understanding, the majority of people have confined the world to denote the realm above the physical, the mental, and the emotional planes. Physical objects are in reality the densest manifestations of the spirit, which is composed of different layers. So question, would a man behave differently if he knew that his thoughts, actions, and the words that he spoke were being weighed or judged by his conscience, which is the inner voice of God? Or would he continue to weaken his life force by committing to a life of crime and evil, not only against others, but ultimately against himself? Or would he decide to submit to a life led and directed by natural law, truth, balance, and righteousness? Ma'at is what we're talking about, family. Choosing the latter would ultimately allow him or her to truly experience life, living through his/her divine self, which in ancient Kemetic spiritualism is the word for Osar, which symbolizes the divine self. When a person is choosing based off of his/her emotions, it isn't the person that is doing the choosing, but the ego persona that they have created through their own habitual belief systems. Think about it for a moment. If a person's decisions are being led by their emotions, then they are not really deciding or choosing, are they? That is not the proper use of the will. That would be an example of a person being controlled by the ego or the lower faculties of the spirit, which we will further get into during an upcoming video. So when a person realizes that he or she does not have to obey the emotional nature of the lower human behaviors and lives accordingly to truth, then the self, i.e. the will, is being exercised. The true function of the will then is to deny the animal division of the spirit source of our sensual and emotional expressions, which is what it controls over the life of the individual. On another note, now when you know that you are a God over believing that you are a human, it leaves no room for doubt or debate. Which leads us to my next video. So in the next video, let's begin to build on the true definition of God, who and what God is and why we are all gods, both male and female. We will also build on why the world and its inhabitants were created. And lastly, I'll leave you with one of my favorite Kemetic proverbs, which states that, know that the body is thy temple, the one and only true house of God. Family, till next time, peace and love.